Okay, hello everyone. Um, we're live, but and Banana Meteor and Infant Pete are both here with me. Um, but we clearly have a problem because, as you can see, the canvas is blank. Except the canvas is not blank. Uh, OBS for some reason is capturing a blank canvas when it is not a blank canvas, and I'll even show you what happens when I resize this canvas, because it becomes quite obvious that it's not working the way it's supposed to.
Ooh. Oh, that's
Seems totally normal, just
Oh, you
all
think so?
like the Matrix style numbers going on in the
missing
background.
now. Try it. It's not an ideal measure, but try switching to like it capturing your monitor and then resizing the monitor capture.
Yeah,
fit the
that
Photoshop.
is a good backup option, but I was trying to follow some some troubleshooting steps that I found on the OBS uh, forum. Except it tells me to go to a certain setting, and I'm having trouble finding that setting. So
Setting. I also have OBS. I could see if I can find it.
so well, it says open settings and search for graphic settings.
Okay.
Oh, maybe this is not. Maybe this is supposed to be in the Windows settings, not in the OBS settings. Ah, graphics settings. Okay. Now what do I do? Hopefully I don't have to like restart OBS after this. So how's everyone doing?
Doing okay. I'm in the
Fine.
middle of rearranging my room, so everything's just on the floor, but in a chaotic way that will make it cleaner.
That's good. It is interesting how you have to make things messier to make them cleaner.
Truly a yin and yang way to clean the home.
Yeah.
I've just still been painting a lot of miniatures and working.
How is the new job at PetSmart?
Uh, it's all right. I really enjoy doing it, but it's very chaotic. Um, like they want you to work like super fast, and it's like I can only work so fast, you know.
Now, do you do register or do you do like animal care and stuff?
I'm pet care mostly. I hop on
Cool.
register when I'm needed.
Cool.
Yeah, I have like a lot of respect for you now as like somebody who owns mice, because oh my god, they're so messy.
The problem is they just have an incessant need to bury everything. So you like put in food and they're like, I hid it. And you're like, why did you do that? Why do that?
It might be like maybe it's because we only have male small animals, but the mice in our the mice we have at the store, like they will pee everywhere. Like rats are clean, mice are dirty. No offense, but like
No, it's fine. I haven't had males, so I don't know how different owning them are. But
Yeah.
I've heard they're much smellier. So
Oh
there's
yeah,
that.
I found mouse pee on the top of the water bottle.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah, I have 5 girls, and they're not quite that bad.
That's good.
I only have one that'll pee on me when I take her out, and it's because she's not a mouse. She's an African soft fur rat, but she lives with them.
You mentioned
so,
getting that.
yeah.
How,
And
how is she?
she's very sweet. She's just not really as domesticated as a mouse is, because like they're not really meant to be pets. So like even though she's very acclimated to me and stuff, just like things that have been bred into an animal that you would buy from a store are not like really present in her. Like she's worse with her like peas and stuff like that, and like I wouldn't call her bitey, but like she's less careful about like putting teeth on my skin if I like put my hand in her cage. Like she's never hurt me. She's just like a weird mouse. That's the best way to put it.
I mean, if she is related to like the fancy rats, like domestic rats, that kind of makes sense because they'll like just put their teeth on you as a means of like, hey, I'm gonna grab you and pull you into my cage.
Yeah. I don't know if she's closer related to a mouse or a rat, because she's technically not either. And I enjoy owning her, but I don't think I would recommend it to, like, someone looking for an easy pet.
Probably not, yeah. Considering I had never heard of them before you got one.
The internet hasn't either. It's so fun to look up anything about them, because it's like, what do you feed your African soft fur rat? And the internet's like, you feed them to your snake. And it's like, no, what do you feed them? And the internet's like, I don't know about that. They're like purely a feeder for reptiles. No one is keeping them.
Ow.
Aiden is asking, so what's wrong? What kind of technical difficulties are we having? If you can't tell by what's on this side of the screen over here, Photoshop and OBS are not playing nice. And I'm trying to figure out what to do. I think I need to do the display capture, which is gonna suck because it won't make it easy to do a sped up version later. But I guess that's what I've done in the past, so
Yay for workarounds.
yay for workarounds. I can't even. I'm not even going to be able to see what it looks like, though.
Crack-a-jack effect.
Yeah. Well, that part is fine for now, but when I switch to Photoshop,
Okay, fingers crossed.
the thing is that now I can't see OBS.
Yeah.
I can't tell if this looks right or not because I cannot look at both Photoshop and OBS at the same time. I'm hoping that by next weekend I will actually have a second monitor, and so that would make things a lot easier if this happens again, but even if it doesn't. Sorry, say that again?
I love having a second monitor.
Yeah. But I was not able to get it for this week, so... yeah, I don't know. Does this look okay? Here,
Looks okay to me.
I'll pull up the stream on my phone. I'm gonna need to look at the chat here anyway. Does this look okay? Here,
Looks okay to me.
Shut up, me. Oh, there you go. Well, it's not ideal because the you can see part of like my brushes and stuff, and normally that stuff is hidden.
Trade secrets.
It's okay. I don't think anyone is going to be too mad.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah. By the way, Sharon, I see that you've been using the spoilers command to get stream elements to remind everyone that I'm avoiding any information about Pokemon Legends. Is Stream Elements responding faster than Streamlabs was? Because Streamlabs was being really slow, and so for today I decided to try something else.
I wish you luck with that endeavor. I feel like you have the worst hobby for that goal, but I hope that you haven't stumbled into too many spoilers so far.
Just one, because someone tagged me on Twitter like the day of or the day after. So before the video that I made that I put out yesterday was live, so fairly minor and the kind of thing that I probably would have accidentally found out at some point anyway. So it's no big deal. But yeah, there was something already.
What did you learn? I won't clarify on it in any way. I'm just curious.
That there's regional forms, and one in specific because it looks like something we did for the new 151.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really curious now. I didn't watch the Pokemon Presents, I
Oh.
won't say anything. I'm just gonna look it up.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some stuff in there, Ness, that you will absolutely enjoy. I'm pretty excited about some
I
stuff
mean,
in
I
there.
love Sinnoh, so like,
Yeah. Yeah, there's one that Twitter has been going crazy for that I would like woke up to watch it, but I made the mistake of like going on Twitter first, and Twitter was like, check this out. And I was like, oh,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
I'll go watch it.
um,
wow. Ooh, oh, that's cool.
yeah. So
That is
the one that someone tagged me in because it was similar to what we did. That's the only one I know.
Okay.
And I have not had a very like close look at it because as soon as I processed what I was looking at, I was like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I did that when X and Y was coming out. I went spoiler free, and just again because I love consuming media, it was very difficult for me. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I got there, and I got to go in blind.
Yeah, no, I've been doing it since X and Y, and it is very difficult. I have to change how I consume YouTube and Twitter.
Yeah, I like some of the stuff I'm seeing, definitely.
For sure, yeah. You probably have to utilize a lot of like tag blocking too, but some people just don't tag stuff. I'll have to do that if I make any fan art. I'll have to be careful for your sake.
No, so what I'm doing is that I simply do not go on my Twitter feed. I'm only looking at my mentions, and I'm tweeting out through Hootsuite, so I don't actually have to go to Twitter itself.
Oh, interesting.
And on YouTube, I pretty much am only looking at my notifications, and I turned off notifications for all of the Pokemon related channels.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this troubled show on the road.
Absolutely.
Occasionally,
Alright.
if I click off of Photoshop, if I like go to OBS now to edit the description to say not troubleshooting but something else, unfortunately that's what you're gonna see. But yeah, well, Infinipede.
It'll have to do.
Yeah, exactly. So
Actually, just as I mentioned, I'm gonna have to leave at sometime before 6. My
Okay.
mom is here, and I've also got a friend coming over. So
hopefully
Oh.
we'll have made good progress by then.
yes.
Tell your mom I said hello.
Okay, Mom. Julie says hi. She says hi.
Riveting conversation.
So, what are we looking at? Infinipede, this is your you took the lead on this one. We
Yes,
only just saw it yesterday, so
Okay, so I decided to definitely way back when we first did New 151. I decided I wanted Seaking to be like an Oranda or Lionhead, which is a breed of fancy goldfish. If you've ever seen like a goldfish that looks like it has like brains sticking out, that's an Oranda, or likely a similar breed. It's not brains; they're folds. But anyways, the Oranda in Japanese is sometimes called the hooded goldfish. So the wen, which is what it's called, the little foldy things, or hood, I put on Seaking's face sort of as a mask, just to make it look a little less goofy. On some Orandas, the wen comes around to the cheeks, and it gives it sort of like a round cheek. I also gave it. I remember somebody in the new 151. I don't remember who. It might have been Sterling, homeschool winner. Recommended that I base it on a lionfish. I feel like that was that was you.
yeah.
Okay. I feel like that was a bit too much of a departure from the original design, and a lionfish would be solidly water poison. But I took a couple design elements from lionfish. Notably, the mustache is supposed to be kind of kingly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's related to the sort of wavy protrusions on the face of the lionfish. I also made the fins spikier. It
Sounds
keeps
good.
sort of the same markings as traditional Seaking. It has definitely Theoranda's body shape, which is very iconic among goldfish. Though a lot of fancy goldfish have that body shape, but it's just like, if you look it up, you'll see. It's a very specific body shape. And then for the fins, I just decided to make them a little spinier and also a little less butterfly-esque. And the multiple horns is a crown thing, as with Shed's original Kanto design.
Right. Cool.
Goldeen is based on the comet goldfish, which is pretty much the feeder goldfish you're going to see in like your typical aquarium store. It keeps the colors from Goldeen though. It has some black markings to tie more into Seaking. It's got, I just changed the front fins and back fins slightly to have the butterfly tail from Seaking sort of remain as a thing with Goldeen. And I just gave it double fins to kind of match the double tail. They don't have to be there. It was just a fun thing I did. And I gave it little koi face whiskers.
Yeah, no, I really like both of them actually. Goldeen's body shape reminds me of Finion.
It does a little. It does look a little like Finion.
Yeah.
Finion is like a butterfly fish shape, though. I mean, like in terms of like the tail and stuff. So you can kind of see giving it the butterfly tail is going to make it resemble Finion. We can always switch back to the veil tail that the original Goldeen has. I do not have a problem with that. I just thought I wanted to preserve the original Seaking's tail.
Yeah, no, I like it with the two tails. And I like it with the two fins on its back, too. You did still only give one to Seaking, so, like, that's maybe something to go back on, to just have one, but...
I mean, we could change either. We could give Seaking two. It was just to kind of work with the double finned look.
Yeah. I like the symmetry of it.
Yeah, they definitely look a lot more cohesive than I think they originally did. I would say that you probably removed a lot of the femininity of like the original design, but that was mostly present in Goldeen anyway, which made it like weirder when it turned into Seaking. Also, I don't know if Seaking's name in Japan has like king in it or not.
It ends in O, like OU, which is the character for king. So.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird that it was feminine at all to begin with. So I think it's fine that you've removed that, and I think the patterning on them definitely makes a lot more sense too for it to be.
I just wanted to get rid of the funky lips. I just do not like those.
Okay.
Like, it would make sense if it was a fish that had those kind of lips, like a kissing gourami, but it's not.
It's weird that it has lips and the half-lidded eyes. They're like, this one's for the ladies, and it's like, well, okay. It's a fish.
It's a sexy fish.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, Azumao is the name of Seaking in Japanese.
All right.
Azumao.
Let's hide everyone.
Yeah, and I believe
this is something that I thought was interesting. At least on Bulbapedia, there was only one watercolor art for Seaking, not two. Every other Pokemon has two.
Mori got lazy.
Yeah, maybe.
Sugimori did it once, and he was like, perfect, can't improve on it, done.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go over to OBS just to write a quick summary. So I'm sorry that you guys have to look at my repeating OBS screen.
No, that is fine. The other day, I remembered Fuck Yeah Seaking, which was just one of the earliest memes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Which has no substance. It's just like, yeah, swear and talk about Seaking, and it's like, sure.
I like Seaking actually. I know it's like, oh, it's just a goldfish, but like, it's a goldfish with a horn, and it's got like that rounded goldfish shape, and it's just it gets lightning rod, and it's just a nice guy.
Did I spell the Oranda goldfish correctly there?
Oranda.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait. Let's make sure that I'm recording. I hadn't bothered to start recording before because why would I record troubleshooting?
Well, yeah. Oh, crackerjack effect.
All right.
I got so upset when they changed the crackerjack box and didn't have the crackerjack effect anymore.
I don't know about the crackerjack effect. You'll have to tell me about
So
it.
on the
I have
box
no idea
of
what you're
the
talking
original
about.
design for the box of crackerjack, they had a guy holding a box of crackerjack. So, and you could see there was a guy on the box, like holding a little tiny box of crackerjack. So theoretically, it would go on ad infinitum.
Oh, and they removed that from the design for a while?
Yeah, I mean, at least I don't think he's holding a box of crackerjack anymore.
What a bummer.
Yeah, that's what my mom. I know there's an actual word for like something that goes on ad infinitum like that, but my mom always called it the crackerjack effect. So
It's honestly a fun name for it.
yeah.
I forgot to ask if you had a preferred pose for the final drawing, but I
mean,
like this one a lot.
Yeah, go with what you think. Like I don't mind that pose at all.
I'm gonna have to bring that up, but I'm gonna hide one of them at a time. It's gonna make it a little bit easier.
Public Seeking. That'd be a great band name. Do like Pokemon covers.
Public Seeking.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, there you go. Now I can actually look at the sketches without covering up what I'm doing. I need to make it look slimmer. Maybe I'll go with this pose, but try to rotate it a little bit.
You could like bring out the back, I guess.
Because it was looking very round.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if it's a little round. But I kind of wanted to. I was hoping to differentiate a little between like the traditional like round body of the of stuff like the Aranda and the lion head, and the more slim wild type body of the comet.
Mm-hmm. Is the eye supposed to be bulging on Goldeen?
It can be, yeah. I mean, on Goldeen, I assume because the eyelids are like that it's bulging.
Yeah, Goldeen's eye is definitely bulging. You can see it on this
Yeah.
art.
Fish in general have well, a lot of fish have bulgy eyes.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah, I
goldfish
can see it from
commonly have
the other side.
have bulging eyes, right?
Oh yeah, and there's ones that are bred specifically to have really bulgy eyes. Those ones are like people talk about like, oh, we shouldn't breed pugs. We should not breed bulgy-eyed goldfish. Like,
Yeah.
that's
How
worse
about
than
we
pugs,
just-
I'm sorry.
How about we just don't breed things to look a certain way? Like,
It depends, I think, on the. I don't know. I feel like it depends on the harm done to the animal.
Yeah, if it's just like painful for that animal to live, then that's always an unfortunate one.
Yeah.
well, yeah, of course. But like, the only purpose of breeding dogs or fish or whatever that have those really bulgy eyes, it's because we like the way that looks, or someone likes the way that looks. I don't, but
Yeah.
but someone does.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. There's no harm in as long as there's like not genetic issues with it with breeding like black Coriolis, for example. Like that's something that somebody has done, and like if that's not harming the fish or anything, it's like by all means, whatever. It's not my business.
But we don't always know. In fact, we usually don't know.
Well, with fish, yeah.
Or anything. We don't usually know all of the genetic implications of doing something differently.
I mean, I'm all for people like adopting stuff, especially like I really suggest that people do adopt, but like I don't know. I personally don't see an issue with like breeding for looks as long as we're being careful not to like inbreed stuff. And if we find out if there are genetic problems, then we pretty much just say, yeah, no, we don't breed this kind of thing anymore.
Yeah, I just think it's better to not start.
There's such a community around like dog breeds and being purebred too. People aren't ready to hear that animal eugenics is not cool. They're not ready for it.
Don't think it's like I don't think it needs to be black and white, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
Goldeen is pissed because some Karen was trying to put it in a 10-gallon tank.
I think the drawing looks pretty all right. I need to figure out a better way to pose the front fins, though.
Maybe inward.
More inward?
Yeah.
Because the way that you have it, it looks a lot like it's just kind of hanging there.
I mean, I've told you this before, the way that I have it is never, like, exact.
I know, like, but I like the way that looks.
Okay, fine.
It makes it seem like it's just kind of... Like, I don't know, it doesn't use those fins, and it makes it look very flowy, and Goldeen has very flowy fins. So, I like the way it looks. I'm just trying to capture that same feel in a different pose. And it's not necessarily easy, that's all.
I think that's the kicker. Like, if you're forcing... I don't know. Like, I feel like with the, like, dogs and stuff, you really just gotta, like, if you're going, like, super extreme on how they look, then that's gonna cause problems.
Yeah, in theory, I'm totally fine with breed changes that are purely aesthetic and do not affect the health of the animal.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Like Lee Brooks said, it's hard to know about long-term effects until you're already there.
Yeah. And,
yeah, that's the problem.
And, like, you can at least avoid a lot of that by not inbreeding horribly, which is what usually causes that sort of...
Well, yeah, if you're breeding for an extreme...
Which is why you should breed for an extreme look. Like, that's like a problem. Like, if you want to breed, like, I want a dog that's a little shorter, you know, or like that's a certain amount shorter, yeah. But like, you need to be careful about it.
Yeah. I think when we say we're not trying to breed for anything, then we don't have dogs anymore.
Yeah,
like dogs. So we don't have cats either.
We don't have dogs. We don't have cats. We don't have Aranda goldfish, which like those are like those guys don't actually have like massive health issues in terms of like they got a goofy body shape, but like the thing on their head isn't like it doesn't get hurt like that.
Yeah,
like it's just folds of skin essentially.
How did we get to dog eugenics?
I have no idea.
Sharon, it's It's the Noon 51 stream. Like, we will talk about the weirdest shit. And that's just how it goes these days.
What's next? Who knows?
Oh, hey, Mark. Then you have cases of dog breeds, like from one here that went extinct because they were too aggressive and fought instead of mating. That would be a problem.
Problematic.
If we go with only one fin or only two fins across the family, do you have a preference between one or two?
Only one.
You prefer one? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Speaking of dogs, Sylveon is not one. Correct?
Yeah, I've always felt that the Eevees were more feline than dog-like, but I think it's kind of a legendary beast thing from Gen 2 as well, where like everyone has their own opinions on that.
Yeah, I feel like they're dog cats. Like,
like
they're their own thing. They're Eevees.
yeah, Eevee is the way that I see it anyway. Eevee is just an on-purpose, vague mammalian. So like they have qualities of dogs. They have, or foxes more specifically. They have qualities of cats. They have qualities of rabbits. They can literally turn into anything. I mean, and they do, because one of them even turns into a fish.
Mammalian.
Sorry?
I just said anything vaguely cute and mammalian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if there was an ugly Eevee, people would riot.
You're right.
I mean, nobody riots over Vaporeon.
Shots fired.
Oh, that was my favorite as a kid.
And Vaporeon is not vaguely mammalian. I mean, I guess it is vaguely mammalian, but it's much more not mammalian.
I have no strong opinions on Eevee.
I mean,
so you're not going to be able to bait me with that one, but pretty funny.
I mean, like, hippopotamuses have, like, they, like, hang out in mud and water. They've got, like slick skin. I don't see why Vaporeon isn't vaguely mammalian.
No, it's vaguely mammalian because it has, you know, it has a mammalian body plan. It has a tail. It has 4 legs, you know, but it is much more. Well, it's much less mammalian than any of the others.
It's still mammalian. It's you know, it's closest to like a cetacean, you know.
Well, not even, because it has like fish fins, not.
But the only ones that are functional essentially are the ones on the limbs and the tail. So you could just say its head is a crest. So
I guess.
Yeah. Also, Eevee's just a horrible mutant anyway. So.
Okay. Is anything horribly wrong about my drawing?
No, it's a friend.
Okay. Like I see things to adjust, but
yeah,
I just mean
I do think we should change the tail's appearance just a little, just so it's not like exactly Finion. I did not realize I made it exactly Finion.
That's not exactly Finion.
No, but you know.
Did we decide on 1 fin on the top instead of 2? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I said that was fine, so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any big issues.
It does look fishy.
It looks fishy. Oh, do you guys see my menus and everything now? That's terrible.
Not much.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you do.
Don't be self-conscious.
No, that's not that I'm self-conscious. It's that it covers up the drawing, and so for
like 2 seconds.
yeah, but for speeding it up later, that's gonna be so much stuff that I have to cut out. It's not because of the stream that I'm worried about. It's for how much work it's gonna be to make the like summary video later on.
Yeah.
Cut it out if you're speeding it up, though. Like, they'll be on there for just a second.
Oh no, those things are. It's terrible. It's terrible
Okay.
when it just like flashes on the screen. It's terrible.
Okay.
Hang in there, Libris. We're here for you.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that I might leave in just because I can't be bothered to do that much work. But
You could just
but
tell
it does
people,
look bad.
like, there was issues making, this one.
Yeah, but it does look bad. So hopefully by next weekend's art stream, I don't have this problem anymore.
Yeah.
It starts out of the blue. It's so weird. Just put a
Always
seizure
just
warning
weird
on the
kind
video.
of-
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather not, but yeah, I might have to. Oh yeah, I just realized that because of all the troubleshooting stuff at the beginning, I forgot to put on the music. Do you guys prefer to have the music on? Often it doesn't make much of a difference because we're chatting anyway, but
Yeah.
It's all about the vibes.
But are they better vibes with music or without music?
I don't get to hear it, but I would say yes. If I was in the audience, I would be
Music
like,
is-
put it on.
Music is usually nice.
Well, no one in chat is saying anything, so I'm gonna put the music on. Which means you guys got to look at my screen again.
They're all too busy talking about breeding? Uh-oh.
Yeah, ditto.
Ruh-roh.
All right. Now there's music. Unfortunately, Mark, I can't play copyrighted music. I occasionally this site that I use is supposed to only have copyright-free music that will not get a copyright strike on YouTube. I occasionally get content ID claims on streams, but it's always like content ID claims on streams from 2 years ago. And I'm like, this has been up for over a year. You're only picking up on it now? And like, this is an art stream, it's just background music, I don't care, I'll just mute that. Oh, also, it's usually on streams that have become unlisted. because I unlist a lot of my art streams after they finish. And so I was just like, are you trying to get my ad revenue for an unlisted stream that has had like maybe 2 views in the past year?
Oh my god.
Give me that dime. Give it to me.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with just like this pose and, you know, go ahead and polish it off, but I'm wondering if maybe I need to make the body a little bit rounder still to make it look more like a young Pokemon, and maybe make the horn a little bit smaller.
The horn size is fine. You can round out the body some.
Just like make it more like it's a baby. After all, modern Pokemon are significantly more cartoonified than they used to be, so...
Good.
I like the mustache that we've added to this design. It feels masculine too, which is good for the name.
Well, for the seeking part, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I haven't played Unite. Like, I might at some point, but...
I like it. It's very much like, hey, do you like League of Legends? Here you go. It's Pokemon League of Legends. And like, I begrudgingly like League of Legends, so I've enjoyed it.
Like, I like League of Legends as a game. Do I like League of Legends as a community? No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. They have like the picks you'd expect for a Pokemon game. I really like the weirder ones. I'm glad that Crustle is there. I'm glad that
I've seen
Eldegoss is there.
some of the ones they have that are like odd, and I support those.
Yeah, I am always more for weird Pokemon picks. Not for the point of just like, oh, I don't like things that are mainstream. It's just like they get less stuff. Like, no matter what kind of game you make, Pikachu's gonna be there, Charizard's gonna be there, Gengar's gonna be there. So like, they always get love. I think all those are great Pokemon, but they're gonna get stuff no matter what. So it's cool to see the weirder picks get some time in the spotlight and get to be important.
I really went back and forth on whether I was interested in Unite. Like, originally, when it was first revealed, I was like, I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it's for me, but I'll probably give it a try. And then, as it got closer and closer to the actual release date, I got less and less interested in it. In even giving it a try in the first place, I was just like, nah. And then when it first came out, actually, and I got to see, my friends playing it and stuff, then I was like, maybe I do want to play, but maybe it's just FOMO. And after a few days, after the FOMO had passed, I was just like, nah, this does not seem like a game for me at all.
I was super into it on release week, and my hype has died down a little, but like I will still play it with my husband sometime, and we both enjoy it. We understand that it's just kind of League of Legends light, but like sometimes I just need League of Legends light. I don't want to be called slurs in the chat, so that's nice.
Silly. Like, that's just a big reason I don't play MOBAs, or at least League of Legends. Like, Smite's community isn't bad, and what's the Blizzard one's community wasn't that bad either.
Yeah.
But Crustle looks like fun. Maybe if I ever get into it, I'll try Crustle. I like my defensive characters.
Yeah, for sure. Crystal's got a fun strat too. I love the ability in that where you get to pick how you're building your Pokemon. How there's like different choices for your moves and
I'm looking at it, and that seems pretty neat.
Yeah, Crustle is super fun if you go Shell Smash X Scissor, because like people expect you to be tanky, and then you just like take out half their health with that. So I enjoy that.
I think what made me really not interested in it was just the realization that it isn't a Pokemon game, it's just a game with a Pokemon skin.
It's most Pokemon spin-offs though, no?
Yeah, all like 99% of Pokemon spin-offs are not Pokemon games.
Like
without
I disagree.
Without getting into spoiler territory for some of the stuff you don't know about, just without knowing anything about it, people have just been calling Legends Arceus Breath of the Pokemon. Like that's a common one.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, it's not so much about like, oh, this is just another game that we copied like some Pokemon stuff onto. Pokemon Conquest, I would argue, is probably the closest one to being just another game with Pokemon skin. But like, Ranger is a spin-off that is definitely still a Pokemon game. Like,
I haven't played Ranger. I need
it
to,
has,
but
it has Pokemon lore, right? The world is built in a similar way. Pokemon Masters, another one. It is a completely different game in terms of gameplay, but it's got the same characters, and the character like backstories and stuff are all consistent with with at least one of their appearances in the main series.
right.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Ranger will kill your wrist. I didn't like it all that much.
I thought the Ranger gameplay was pretty not great. I only played Shadows of Almia. Gameplay not great, but I did enjoy a lot of the ideas in it.
I think as video games become an older and older medium, it becomes a lot harder to come up with a new idea that players are going to like that isn't just another game done differently or reskinned. But I see what you're saying when it comes down to Unite being incredibly similar to League. It's a little more simplistic, which I like about it, because buying items, especially when the item stats are constantly changing, is stressful, and I'm glad that Pokemon Unite does not get into that.
Yeah.
My problem with it isn't that it's just like derivative. That's not really my concern. It's just like it is a game that has no like Pokemon world building. It doesn't have a story. It's just gameplay.
Yeah, and I know those are the things you really like about Pokemon. Like
Yeah.
you want to get into that room where it's the book room and pick up all the different books on the shelves and be like, ah, yes, the origin of Mew.
Exactly. And and yeah, so like if the gameplay isn't interesting, like if I can tell from the trailers and from watching people play that it's probably not the kind of game that I'm going to enjoy playing, just for the gameplay itself, and it doesn't have the things that I normally go to Pokemon for, I have no reason to play it.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah, I feel like Pokemon Unite, like, it interests me somewhat, just because MOBAs are an alright type of game. It can be fun. It interests me a little just because they have the weird Pokemon in it. If it was just like, yes, all the basic Pokemon, I'd just be like, the stuff that's, in every spin-off. I'd just be like, okay, whatever, But, like, the fact that I can play Crustle and it's, like, the type of MOBA character I enjoy playing, I could see myself playing. Like, Crustle's not a Pokemon I absolutely love. Of course, Mark loves Crustle because it's a crab. But I don't know. I might try it.
Wigglytuff is also in there, which I know is high up on the nest list.
It's not massively high up. In Gen 1, if you're going specifically Gen 1, yeah. It was also one of my favorites as a kid.
Yeah.
I do like Wigglytuff a lot, but that is one I could look at. Yeah.
I like Wigglytuff and Clefable, both of them, a lot more now than I used to.
Clefable's also very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing Pikachu a lot when I play, which I know this is a basic bitch opinion, but like, God, I love Pikachu. Pikachu's so cute. It's a little rodent Pokemon. I love him. He's great.
I agree.
I like Pikachu in like using it in battle because nobody expects it.
He's fun. I'm glad he's the mascot. He's a big cutie. He's the mouse Pokemon. He's for me. Thank you, Pikachu.
Yeah. I know that a lot of people have nostalgia for the old rounder Pikachu, but I do think that the modern Pikachu design is much more successful.
I like both. I'm not really. I thought it was cute that they brought Fat Pikachu back for Gigantamax. That was very sweet. But I'm not upset that he has gotten more. But his design has just changed a little over the years. You know,
mascotty, and it's like, oh, whatever. I don't have like very strong opinions concerning Pikachu. He'd exist.
I'm sure I would have less strong opinions if he wasn't a rodent. But
I was gonna say, like, if Pikachu was like a lizard, he'd probably like,
I'd probably feel like how I feel about Eevee, where I see Eevee and I'm like, it's Eevee. Hey, bud. How you doing?
I just like sigh when I see Eevee in like a boring position. It's like, oh, you again. Fuck
yeah.
you.
We just
Well,
had the
I'm looking
second
forward
Eevee
to the
Community Day in Pokemon Go, and both Eevee Community Days were 2 days, and
What the fuck?
it's like, hey Eevee, how you doing, bud? See you again next week. Bye.
Well, with that much positive energy towards Eevee, I'm looking forward to doing the redesign of it in several months still.
Very, very curious as to what that's gonna look like.
Don't get me wrong, we're the wet blankets. People are gonna love it, but like, I think just when you live and breathe Pokemon, you have a certain amount of just understanding that Eevee is always going to be there. Always.
And if you like it, that's good. And if you don't like it, it's like a resignation.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say I dislike it. It's just, it's gonna be there. It's gonna get the most merch. It's gonna get the most
like,
stuff.
It's just, I like.
You're jealous of it. That's what it is. You're just jealous of Eevee.
Yeah, every piece of Eevee merchandise could have been a piece of Tangrowth merchandise, but no.
Yeah. We know that Eevee.
Of course
sells.
not. Nobody's gonna buy Tangrowth merchandise. Well, comparatively nobody. Not literally nobody.
Yeah, I will buy it. Okay.
I think there's one official Swadloon plush. I don't even want to know how many official Eevee plushes there are. I'm sure it's high into the hundreds.
Yeah. Like, at least I get some Tangela and Scolipede stuff. Like, I have 2 Scolipede plushes, and that makes me happy. And I have several Tangelas, and one of them was actually made by Banana Meteor. It's like a felted Tangela.
So I'm so glad you still have that.
Love it! It's so cute!
Maybe I'll have to make you like an updated one someday.
I would love it, especially if there was a Tangrowth. That would be awesome.
Okay, noted for upcoming holidays.
Yeah. But what am I can't think. I love it, but it's gotten a little it's gotten hair and lint on it, but it's still gorgeous.
Yeah, unfortunately Felties do kind of attract that stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Also,
I live with the cats.
Yeah, animals love to play with them too. I have to be very careful of mine. So I have quite a collection at this point.
Thankfully, my cat apparently doesn't like to play with anything except for, like, marbles and pets.
Our cats also don't play with a lot of stuff.
Like, I spoke to the the half sibling I never knew I had. But I spoke to them and I was talking about like painting my Warhammer stuff, and she said, "Oh yeah, that would be fun to get into, but my cats would like totally destroy everything." And I'm just like, my cat is so lazy.
No idea you had a half sibling. That's very cool.
Yeah, I haven't been like, I haven't yelled about it on Facebook or anything, but apparently, my bio dad was a sperm donor that my dad was also aware my mom, was having done. And I just came out looking so much like my dad that they just never questioned it. Yeah, my half-sibling is Martha, and they're also non-binary and bisexual, so it's really funny.
It's just deep in the genes.
Yeah. I have a feeling my sperm donor was just like, they were like half Italian. I have a feeling they were just like this mega queer Italian.
So funny.
Yeah, but it's more like funny stories. It doesn't affect my life all that much, especially because my dad's passed, but, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I had some health history on that side of the family, just, you know, so I knew stuff when I go to the doctor. They're like, "Oh, and any history on your dad's side?" Like,
Yeah. Frankie's family has the deep gay genes. His grandmother was gay, and his sister is gay, but I'm really glad that it skipped a generation, because otherwise we wouldn't have Frankie, so...
Frankie could have been bi.
I know. He is surrounded by queer friends and family, so I am surprised every day how how heterosexual he is. It's like, cool, good for you.
It's odd.
Haffa says that because your sibling's name is Martha, that Batman and Superman are your relatives.
Nice.
Are we good here?
Me?
Because, yeah, I'm happy with the way this looks. Just gotta put the rough colors in.
I think the only thing I don't like is just silhouette-wise, the right side of the mustache blends in a little to the right fin, so I would just, like, differentiate where those meet the body on a little bit. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I being weird?
No, I get it. We can just move it down here, maybe? You'll see it in a few seconds.
The only thing about my... Oh, sorry.
That's totally... Either up or down, that's totally fine.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The other thing about my sibling being named Martha is my birth name is really similar to Emily Elizabeth from Clifford the Big Red Dog, and there's another talking dog show called Martha Speaks. So we have like talking dog names, I guess.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that it's so close to a Pokemon too.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, okay. So, there's a magic card called Nessian Boar. And my friend and new roommate, Esme, suggested I change my middle name to Ian.
That would be very funny.
I'm going to do it. I also really just like the name Ian, so...
It's a cool name.
Yeah. Okay, Martha Speaks is a legitimately funny show. I've only ever sort of half watched it, but like some surreal stuff happens on it, and I'm just like, this is an interesting show. Like, it's no Word Girl, but it's no Arthur, it's no Word Girl, but it's a quality kid show.
The only thing I know about Martha Speaks is it was animated by the same folks who went on to do My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, because the director of that show specifically noted how good their quadrupedal animation was, and they were like, "Oh, we should use that for ponies. That'll be cool," and it was.
Like, there's some weird stuff that happens. Like, there's some kind of like pickle invasion at some point in one of the episodes. Like, I was half paying attention to it. I don't know why there was some kind of pickle invasion. Maybe some of the people who watch Martha Speaks could tell me. And yes, Word Girl, amazing show. So good.
I cannot participate. I have never heard of either of those.
It's Word Girl is like a show that like taught kids the definitions of words, but it had a cast of like SNL alumni, and they were allowed to like improv a bunch.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it had like really dumb like cast of supervillains. So think of it as sort of like a Powerpuff Girls, like,
okay.
I guess.
I liked Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, you'd probably enjoy Word Girl. It's mostly like comedy focused, but rather than like, you know, action and whatnot.
Yeah.
But not that the Powerpuff Girls was mostly action; it was a lot of comedy too. But it had great villains like Chuck, the evil sandwich making guy, and their Weird Al voiced a character called the Learnerer, who like always added double suffixes to words because he didn't understand what suffixes did.
Weird Al just belongs in kids' cartoons.
He does.
He was great in Ponies too. He has such like a fun, happy energy.
Screaming like Viking character called No-Can the Contrarian. He's great. He's my friend Tom's favorite.
I'm glad that these days people are just more leaning into the fact that kids' cartoons are like fun and good, like how the Owl House is very popular right now. It's like, all right, kids' cartoons are good. Let's just enjoy them. It's all fun.
There was a period of time when they were bad, but that was between like the sort of cartoon era and now. But cartoons have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's always a bummer when I see people being like, oh, they're not how they used to be. It's like, yeah, they're better. They got better.
Friend. Yeah. Amazing rope guy. I feel so bad for him.
Amazing rope guy.
Yeah, he's just terrible. He's the worst villain, and he does nothing. He can't do anything right. I always felt bad for Chuck because he lives in his mom's basement and his head is a sandwich.
About Goldeen here.
Yes.
I think it looks pretty good. I think maybe when I do the final art, I will probably use some blue in the shading because I think that looks pretty good.
Like original Goldeen too. So.
Yeah. But
I just happen to not have a gray colored pencil.
yeah, this is this Goldeen that is on screen is the one from Red and Blue, so it's the like second version of it. The one from Red and Green, which I just put up now, it does have a much grayer shading because Sugimori got a lot more adventurous with his shading colors for the second round of art.
Eye is falling off.
Yeah. That's what happens when you breed for bulgy eyes too much.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Also, sorry we're dunking on Eevee on your channel that's named after Eevee. Like, whoops.
Oh.
I feel like the regulars to this chat already know our feelings on Eevee.
Whoopsie.
And it's not like I'm offended by it.
I think you understand as well, where you're just like, yes, Eevee is everywhere.
Yeah, of course. The things that it deserves to. But Eevee's not even my favorite Pokemon from Generation 1. It's like Cubone needs a lot more love than it gets. Cubone is the quintessential Pokemon. It's the perfect Pokemon.
It's good. I like Cubone. I'm not even gonna argue with that. It's good.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with Cubone.
It's got lore. It's cute.
It's mysterious. That's the other
Yeah.
part. It has the mystery because you never know what its face really looks like. It's cool because it uses bones as weapons, and it's cute. So it's got all three pillars of Pokemon design.
Really
done
does have
well.
everything.
Yeah.
Good for Cubone.
Cubone even made it into a kaiju movie. What do you mean, Sharon? I don't know what you're talking about.
Some Parasect. Hell yeah, those are some great Gen 1 Pokemon.
I like Lickitung. Its tongue is long. That's it.
Tangela is also mysterious, because what's under the vines? Why
Yes.
is there in shoes?
Yes. And it is kind of cute. I don't think that it quite gets there in the
Like
cool
lore,
category.
So
Yeah, and it has no lore.
I could give Tangle a lore. Its dad died.
That doesn't count. That's just Cubone's lore.
There is one Tangela, and its dad is dead.
It's me!
Maybe Tangela is actually just the severed head of a Tangrowth.
Maybe Tangela is the friends we made along the way.
The director of Kong Skull Island said that Cubone was an inspiration for the Skullcrawler designs. I never watched Skull
I have to
Island.
look up what a Skullcrawler is.
Yeah.
We'll also have to-
Oh. They're cute. I like them. Very reptilian, very cute.
Are we ready to move on to Seaking?
Absolutely.
Alright. I wonder if when I shade them, I can give them a little bit of like a scale shimmer kind of thing. Without like having to change the style. Sorry, Seaking, I'm gonna make you a little bit smaller. What would be the coolest, most exciting pose for a Seaking? 3/4 profile or 3/4 profile with the mouth open? Huh?
Have you considered 3/4 profile with mouth open, tongue out?
I don't think we want that.
Have you considered it? Think of all the options you have, Libris. They're endless.
Do you have any preferences or other ideas, Ness?
3/4 profile. I know it's not very exciting, but
It'll be a little bit more interesting in your design because it already has like it has the mask on it to just give it a little bit more shape, and so it's not just a face on a ball.
Not that there's anything wrong with face on a ball. Love you, Baltor.
so Winged Fig, we don't usually draw like different versions. But I guess it could have like a gender difference where the barbels are longer on the male.
Yeah, that's true. We have we ever done a gender difference?
No, I think the only thing like that we did was no, wait, didn't?
Yeah, we did one for Clefairy and Clefable.
That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
We did like different patterns on Arbok and Arbok's hood, but that was because I was doing the sprite, and we both just decided to do different
Right,
patterns, so
yeah,
it's-
we talked about it, and then your sprite and my drawing had 2 different patterns, but
Yeah.
We
Someone
didn't-
suggests
yeah.
using the Pokemon Conquest art as reference for Seeking.
oh, Conquest does have good art.
Am I allowed to do a gender difference for my upcoming Pokemon?
Yeah, of course.
Why not? I don't see a problem.
Cool. Cool. I was thinking about doing that. I wanted to make sure that was okay.
So
Consider doing a
what was
gender
I looking-
difference for Seeking, but really it would have just been like short mustache, long mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like those. I wish they'd bring those back. Those were fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree that I want to see more than what they do now. But
Mom. Sorry, my mom wants me to.
yeah. Oh, there's the other Seeking art. It's just ordered in a completely weird place.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, cool.
Where is Pokemon Conquest art?
Nice. Oh yeah, I'll just display it with my cat stuff on this. Yeah, just like put it behind the calico critters. Thanks. So my mom gave me like a Venetian mask of a cat. So
As parents sometimes do.
Where?
yes.
Did I scroll past it?
You could just Google Pokemon Conquest Seeking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The real
maybe.
thing.
It's just it's usually easy to find this kind of thing on the Bulbapedia archives.
People are viewing your number of tabs and concerned, myself included. Why?
Well, most of it is just
Genie-one.
most of it is just things that I'm keeping open.
Puamon.
Yes, most of it is just things that I'm keeping open to remind me to do things, basically. And others are just things that I always have open, like my email tabs I just always leave open.
I start getting anxious if I have like more than like 6 tabs. I'm like, ooh, gotta clean up in here.
Not in Conquest?
Yeah, maybe not. But
Yeah.
I
I thought
but I did
somebody
find
said that.
I did find this one.
Yeah, there's cool anime art of it. Oh, I like that. It might be
Yeah.
hard to do the mask with, but it's good looking.
Yeah, the mask might kind of cover it up a little bit too much in that.
You could also use like one of the sprites as reference.
Yeah, but I'll bring this in anyway. Oh, yeah, the horns actually. I think looking at it now, I think the horns would probably be the biggest problem because they would be in a weird angle like towards the camera, and so you wouldn't really
Yeah.
see what they're doing. Was there something good in the sprites?
Saw a couple I kind of liked. They were less dynamic than the one you picked, but there were a couple that I liked.
I like the one from
There's like
from Pokemon Silver, I think this is.
yeah, the more forward-facing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not bad. I also like the one where you're looking from below, sort of.
From below.
What do you-
From
See, it's a little-
looks like emerald.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
little tumbus. It's Big Fat Bell. There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's big, that's a big boy.
I'll bring both of those in.
It just reminds me of this old Tumblr post that was like, it was a picture of like a big carp and it said fat boy, and then somebody was like, no, don't make fun of him, he's big boned.
Um,
Before it Just look like you're censoring something.
At my what?
Like when you were dragging it just looked like a censor. Like you were censoring Seeking.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because it was all pixelated.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't look at it.
Probably... Like, obviously the one on the top left here, the red and green art. I think this one's red and green. Oh, no, this one's red and blue. Yeah, so that's probably like the most interesting pose, but I do think that the horns would probably not look great.
Yeah. It would also be kind of hard to display like some of the stuff. I think.
Yeah.
Like the body shape might be a little harder to.
Right. The Pokemon Silver sprite, I think, is my favorite, but but it would also, like, the mask would cover such a big portion of it, you wouldn't see much of the markings. Maybe that's not such a big deal.
That's not a big deal, especially because the markings are so similar to regular Seeking.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one with the raised horn, the triumphantly raised horn, as Fig says, that's pretty good too.
Yeah. I think those are all good options.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm partial to the sprite ones myself.
Yeah.
And it's not like we haven't gone out of our way for different inspirations for poses.
For sure. I'm partial to the Gen 2 sprite, but I always am, so...
Yeah, I don't mind the Gen 2 sprite at all. It's good.
I think that Gen 2 has some of the best sprite work.
It does have some good poses. Sprite work?
I know. I think it has good poses. I think vast majority of them are very well executed, and what they managed to do with just 2 colors, that's what I love about it.
I mean, I've been doing, like, those Gen 2 edits I've been doing for that one guy as part of the commissions. Going through them has really... It's brought out some of the stuff about the Gen 2 sprites that I think is kind of weak points, but I can definitely respect anything with a limited color palette.
What are the weak points?
The sellout, the selective outlining. Oof. It's bad. Like, I know that's like like most Pokemon sprites do that, but the way it's done in Gen 2 is particularly egregious. It's just not, it doesn't look good. A lot of the outlines are very bumpy in places they probably shouldn't be.
I mean, is the selective outlining that widespread?
Yes. Pretty much every, like, sprite in Gen 2 has very, very ugly sellout, and it's like I said, I love the poses in Gen 2, and I like anything that works well with limited colors. But I really feel like for a lot of the sprites, the sellout just ruined it.
Is that something that you're seeing on the Seeking here?
Yeah. I really think it would have been better if they had honestly just gone with the full black outline for the outside and then used the orange only on, like, the internals.
No, I disagree. I really like the way that they use the orange as, like, the outline highlight color, basically, and also for some anti-aliasing.
Yeah, no, it looks fine, like, with some of the anti-aliasing. I actually don't mind that. it's just, I also think the way the sellout was done in particular, like often it's just little dots at the ends of things. It's, I just don't like the sellout in Gen 2. Ugh. Again though, great poses. The crystal animations were pretty good for the limitations they had at the time.
The crystal animations are the best thing. Pokemon has never had as good animations since Pokemon Crystal.
I will agree with that. I think Crystal's animations are probably the best.
Yeah,
Like, they had less Pokemon to do though.
Oh, sure.
I love the sprites. I miss the sprites. I kind of still wish the series was sprites. I know that we've moved on and modernized it, but Black and White kind of bummed me out a little because of all like the tweens and like weirdness of like spriting something and then just moving it around because it like makes blurry, strange in between shots for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was the case ever since the animations in Emerald.
Yeah.
They
Emerald-
used so much less in Emerald and Diamond Pearl though.
That is true. It felt very blatant in 5, and it's like, it's not bad. I don't think it looks better, but like, it of course would look better if each frame was individually sprited, but I know that's a lot more
But
time
Jesus
consuming.
Christ, they could not do that. That game
Yeah.
would come out like this year.
Here's the thing though, like, it's Pokemon, like, they always could do it. They have more money than God, but like, they don't want to do
They
it.
can't do it because the game has to come out by Christmas.
No, but the problem isn't time. The problem is number of people.
Yeah.
And Game Freak, like famously, have decided to keep their team small.
Yeah. Keep their team small and get a title out every year before Christmas. Please buy it and put it in your kid's
Oh,
stocking. Do it right
that's
now.
not a Game Freak decision. That's not a Game Freak decision. That's a Pokemon Company decision.
Still, though.
Sure, but the decision to keep the team small, that is a Game Freak decision.
Yeah.
Or at least, maybe not the decision, but the preference for a small team is a Game Freak preference. I'm just trying out the like softer head that we talked about before the stream.
Yeah, sure.
I think the spiky one probably actually looks better.
I think I like the spiky one too.
Yeah.
I just nobody's mentioned it looking like Flame Dramon yet, so
Yeah.
Just me, sorry.
it's okay.
Well, now
Hell,
everyone's
I
gonna
didn't
see it.
I like Digimon more than you, so.
That is true.
Then again, I don't have the same love for that line that your husband does. So.
Yeah. Have you started playing the Digimon card game, Ness?
No, but I want to. It's just I don't know anyone who can play it with me. I should probably ask my roommate because I know she loves Digimon.
The Frankie pulled the trigger and he sold all of his magic cards for Digimon cards, and I respect it. So
Yeah.
that's his thing now.
I've heard it's good. I was talking to Joey about it.
Yeah, Joey plays, Frankie plays, April has played. I don't think she currently owns any decks though.
Ah.
But it's making its way through our collective friend group. It's really quite popular right now.
Yeah. I'm
Did
incapable
pre-order
of.
one of those like Digimon Fitbits though.
Oh, I didn't even know they were doing that.
Oh, no, I
I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of incapable of doing a trading card game. Ever since I self-sabotaged, apparently, by making a video about the waste involved.
Listen, I don't blame you. It is incredibly expensive to get into a trading card game.
The waste isn't the money waste, it's the packaging waste.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
Most collectible hobbies,
Yeah.
you're gonna have packaging.
Well, yeah. But
That's for most hobbies. You're gonna have packaging waste.
Yeah.
But for me, because I'm not interested in the trading card game, I'm only interested in the card art mostly.
You can just look at that online.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, sure, but I mean, I like having it. I like having my binder full of cards, but for one, the cards are like 2 times bigger than the art, so that's already a lot of wasted cardboard in the production in general. And on top of that, sorry.
No. It's just the rules text on the cards being wasted cardboard. I know you're not interested in the game, so to you that's wasted cardboard.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's really funny to me. Like, all this rules text is a waste of cardboard.
Well, it is for my enjoyment of the cards. It is a waste.
For your enjoyment of the game. I love the concept. It reminds me of there was a Dice Tower top 10 I think like last month or a month before that talked about like how ugly the art for the Dominion card game is, and one of the guys said like full art Dominion cards or something like that. That just got me. Anyways, continue.
I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I do, like, for your purposes, it's worthless to have the rules text on it.
Yeah. And then also, like, if I want a specific card, I mean, I could always just, like, buy it secondhand, essentially, right? But, like, it's so many wasted cards just looking for some cool ones. Because it's essentially like gacha, right? It's basically gambling.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of waste in the packaging, in extra cards that are just gonna end up sitting inside a box, and just in the cards themselves in the space. Because what I want is the art. I love full art, like trainer cards. I love them so much. They're so beautiful. But I have, like 5 of them? That's it?
Yeah.
So.
I understand where you're coming from. Obviously, that take is going to make a lot of people our age really upset, because people our age love collectible card games, but, like, I get your point of view.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with not liking them.
Yeah. Totally valid.
So
You're valid, Libris.
Oh, I know. I'm not worried. I see I see all these people on like Twitter and stuff sharing these really cool cards, and I want the really cool cards. Like, I want to be able to enjoy the really cool cards, but I can't.
The Pokemon trading card people should do what Wizards of the Coast does and allow like artists to sell prints of their work. Like, if they did it through like a Pokemon site where Pokemon Company got like a portion of the profit, that would be cool.
What is that like? I don't know what you're talking about.
So the Magic the Gathering artists are allowed to sell like prints of their work, like the art they've done for cards.
Okay.
So I was thinking, like, if Pokemon had like a site where you could buy prints of like select Pokemon card art, and a portion went to the artist and a portion went to the Pokemon Company, that would be awesome.
I would make Mitsuhiro Arita very rich.
I would probably buy a handful of like my favorite card arts and some tankards to put on my wall.
Yeah.
Like the Forever Alone Omanite, like I would have a print.
Love that card.
So good. Yeah.
I don't know what that card.
It's
which one you're thinking
Omanite that like there's 2 Omanites in the background who are in love, and then there's like a really sad Omanite in the foreground.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that one before.
It's cute. I'll see if I can find the picture.
Yeah, it's just like a common, but I like it. It's cute. What really turned me off on Pokemon cards was the absolute insanity with people scalping them and like fighting people this year in line for them. Like, gosh, guys, please.
Cards. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a separate problem, but also a problem. Yeah.
Certainly, it's better now. Market's cooled down a bit, But I don't know. I'm someone who loves to collect, and trading cards have just never like super vibed with me. Maybe it's because I like to I really like figures and stuff, and I like big art. I like posters and paintings and stuff like that. And like the art on trading cards is just so small. You put them in a little binder, and you gotta open up the pages and peel through them to really soak them in. And I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to play the games associated with trading cards, so again, like that sort of argument like doesn't, it doesn't work for me, but
right.
I can see how it works for somebody who wants,
You are totally appreciating them in a different way, the intended way. So
no, I mean, I also like the art though. Like there's a Magic card called 9 Lives that I super want to get a print of. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's like a cat, and around the cat are like the sort of floating like faces of 9 famous Magic the Gathering like cat people and cats, and it's gorgeous. I'll have to link it. I'll have to link it to you later, Banana.
Sounds interesting. Absolutely do.
It is. It is beautiful.
I do like those auctions where they like, because a lot of times when they make art for like Magic cards, that's like an original painting that someone did, and they'll make like a high res photo of it and put it on the card. And sometimes for like Magic rewards in tournaments, they will like have the original paintings there, either for sale or to win. And like, wow, those are cool. Like those are
That
neat.
sounds awesome. Yeah.
Voice.
I would really like it. I probably would still have a problem with like with the waste, and I would probably still be a little bit resistant to getting it, but I would really like it if Pokemon made Pokemon trading art cards. So like essentially the same as the TCG, but without the game part. So you still collect and trade the cards, but it's more for the art than anything else.
Yeah.
Magic did something a little like that with the Modern Horizons sets. Each set contained a card that was just like full art. Each pack contained a single card that was just like full art. And then they also released the entire set of full art cards. So Pokemon doing something like that for like a special set would be cool.
That would be cool. I wonder how willing they would be to do something like that if it's going to cool down the market for full art cards, because if they make it more
they
abundant.
Don't make full art Pokemon cards is the thing, and you wouldn't be able to play with them. Like
sure, but the people who are collecting it and driving up the prices are
not
really
necessarily. Because at least for Magic the Gathering, people like to like foil out their decks and like pick up special art of cards they play a lot, just so their deck looks like sick.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's part of the thing with Pokemon, with people who collect the Pokemon cards and spend a lot of money on that. I'm sure that's part of it as well, but that's not everyone. And there's a significant segment that's just buying it for the value of it.
There's
for
probably
the investment.
like a larger collector's market for Pokemon cards. I haven't been in Pokemon cards for a while.
But yeah, I wonder if they would be willing to do something that's going to essentially drive down the price, to drive down the value of what's already out there. I'd be surprised.
Probably not. But maybe they would do the art print thing someday. One can hope. I would buy.
One can hope, but my hopes are not very high of getting the merch that I've been dreaming about, because like they had so many cool clothes in Sword and Shield that they could have just made as actual clothes.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of merch is the merch that exists in universe in a property, and they just make a replica of that merch in real life.
100%. 100%.
Love it.
Those are fun.
I really want to have the jacket that has the maximizers on the back. The band.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Even just like the Shuckle shirt of like him eating the spaghetti or something. Am I remembering that right? Like,
I think it's curry.
Loved it. Curry would make sense because like that's what you made in that game, so you're probably right. Yeah, I love that stuff. That's great.
And especially nowadays, like with the trainer customization, they already put a lot of work into designing cool clothes.
Yeah.
And like I understand that there's a production cost that, you know, maybe not every item of clothing that's put in the game can be produced because the number of people buying it would maybe not make it worth it to produce it. But like they can probably, or they could probably get like statistics on which items of clothing people are actually buying in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool if they produce at least a couple of them.
Yeah. But it's what, 2 years later now?
Yeah. Maybe for one of the future games.
Maybe.
One of the pieces of Banjo-Kazooie merch I really wish I owned is they made a replica of his yellow shorts as basketball shorts, but they only gave them out to employees, so like...
Oh my god.
I can't find them, and if I did, they'd be hundreds of dollars, but like...
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna get them someday, though, just because of all the stuff you own from...
I would hope. I'd hope. It's definitely like one of my main hobbies, but the sweaty bear basketball shorts, they're in short supply.
Is that what they're called? Sweaty bear shorts?
I don't think they're called anything 'cause they weren't meant for consumers. I just think they're the Banjo-Kazooie basketball shorts.
Maybe sweaty bear shorts is like the knockoff version. The off-brand version.
Yeah. Buy some yellow basketball shorts, but I know that they wouldn't be the merch.
Yeah, the merch has like the embroidered logo on it, so it's like very much the thing. I know it would be totally lateral to just be like, hey, I have yellow basketball shorts, but like, wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
I find it funny too that they're basketball shorts. Like, I don't think anyone in that franchise plays basketball. That bear doesn't even hoop.
It's usually so easy to draw pretty much anything in profile. It sometimes gets... It's surprising how challenging it can be to do like a slight rotation.
I am so used to... I'm so used to drawing anything in 3/4 that like if I try to do a different angle, I'm just like, incorrect.
Yeah.
The brain gets upset.
Yeah.
I usually try to draw not in profile, but profile is so easy. But then, so like, I can see like the Seaking over here, like it looks great. But now I have to figure out what that would actually look like if I'm looking at it more head on. And I don't know.
That is the challenge, right? That's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pull up a million different references from every angle every time I draw something, so I understand the struggle.
I usually, when I draw people, I usually use like one of those posing programs, and then I just kind of like work. Like I adjust it a little, obviously, so it's not like exact, but that's usually how I try and figure out what stuff looks like. That and like preferences.
I don't blame you. Drawing people is hard.
That's mostly what I draw. Is like, well, people and people adjacent things.
Yeah, I just go the extra step, and I don't draw people.
You're winning.
I take very little pleasure in drawing people, and like sometimes I see other people's like character designs and their original characters and stuff, and I'm like, that looks really cool. I wish I could do something like that. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to put myself through that because, like, while it would be cool if I had the skill, the ability, the inclination to come up with something that looks this cool, like that would be cool, but it's gonna be so much work for the way that I draw my drawing preferences. It would just be so different from what I normally do. It would be a ton of work. I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I'll just remain being jealous of people who have different talents.
I mean, it ain't me. I don't draw people very often. Are Battletoads people? Do they count? They almost have
Anthropomorphic.
Yeah, they're anthropomorphic, but I mean, I draw anthropomorphic animals too. I just don't draw people.
Yeah. I don't even remember the last time I drew a person.
I mean, most of my people are like aliens or something. So.
Yeah, but like if you're drawing a person or something that is essentially a person with some changes, it's different from drawing like a Lucario or a Lopunny kind of thing. They are very anthropomorphic, but
animals. I thought you'd started drawing furries.
I mean, as a previous video has noted, we know that Libris is deep into the furry fandom and just knows everything about it.
I'm very deep into the furry fandom. No, I draw anthropomorphic animals in the sense that I draw Pokemon.
Yeah. And like that's something I talked about in that video where like if you draw like Pokemon's kind of furry adjacent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Still love that you were a furry consultant.
I was like, it counts. I'll do it.
That was your term. I didn't call you that.
No, that was me. That was all me. It's funny how many people are into these furry adjacent fandoms and just don't want, because that word has such negative connotations where they're just like, no, I'm not a furry.
Yeah, well, and for me, like, it wasn't even because of negative connotations. It's just like I had not considered that my existing preferences might make me a furry.
Yeah.
Like, might qualify me as a furry because I'm not like I'm not in the furry fandom. Like, I don't do fursuits. I'm not gonna go to a furry convention of any kind.
Yeah.
I just like Pokemon. But I mean, I like anthropomorphic animals, so
You would be surprised how many Pokemon fursuits there. Maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but
No,
like
no,
if you went to a
I'm
furry
not.
convention, there would probably be so many Pokemon fursuits.
I have seen
So many.
I have seen photos and videos of Pokemon fursuits. Like I know that they are out there. I know that they are a thing. I wouldn't wear one. I wouldn't.
I would.
I would wear one. It'd be fun.
I have no interest in participating in that part. So
It's totally fine. I think the Brony fandom was really close to the furry fandom too. Diet furries, if you will.
Yeah, definitely.
So adjacent.
yeah, I probably would have just thought of it as, I don't know, a subset.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm not in that fandom either, so I don't really know anything about it.
Posted an image that this looks like in the text for voice. I know you can't look at it, Libris, because it would come up on here.
Yeah.
What? She won't let you wear a fursuit.
Uh-oh. What do you have to say for yourself, Banana Meteor?
I mean, that's woefully out of context. My husband wants me to build him a fursuit, and
Yeah, that's different, yeah.
he is also the kind of person that will not wear pants and wears shorts in the winter because he gets too warm. So, I have told him that he would not like to be in a fursuit.
Yeah, I think the only way that you're gonna get him in a fursuit in that case is to install a fan everywhere.
Yeah,
Which people do in the head sometimes, but...
right. He,
Oh,
he
like
wants-
inside of the fursuit.
Yeah, that's quite
Or he
common.
could do a partial. You can do
Right.
a partial fursuit.
Here's the thing, he wants to be Beware, and he wants like a full body Beware suit. And like
Ah, okay.
Beware is a chunky Pokemon.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could
that
honestly do like a... You could probably do a Beware out of like... It could just be like really baggy. Really baggy clothes.
You could, but I think it would look best if you just use big pieces of foam to kind of keep that really smooth
Yeah.
shape that Beware has. And then of course foam is just a huge heat insulator and it would just be like an oven in there.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the full story instead of calling me out, huh? Yeah, I went to a panel at BronyCon that was about making fursuits because I wanted to like learn a bit about that, and I was really surprised how similar it was to puppet making because I've made puppets. Like I didn't even know it, but like I sat down and I was like, oh wow, I know a lot of this stuff already. I've just made like adjacent fursuits that you don't wear.
Fursuits that you don't wear.
Looking fursuits.
I don't know. I think that's just a good definition of a puppet. Fursuits you don't
Fursuit
wear.
that you don't wear. Yeah. It's kind of on point.
I guess it depends on the kind of puppet, but
Yeah.
okay. This is looking better now. I am a little bit more satisfied with the way this face looks.
Yeah. I
Also,
like
it looks like the image, so that's good.
mouth open is good.
Yeah.
Yo!
He just looks like he's screaming. Oh!
Does that look about right, or do you think the... Does that look about right, or do you think the horns need to be like closer to the middle?
Like, well, I would make them closer to the middle. That's just my preference.
You would put them closer to the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least I would put the middle one closer to the middle. The medium-sized one,
Yeah. Okay.
not the large. So it's more like a V shape.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So I'll move this one a little bit outward as well. Okay, I'll probably want to change the angle that they're like attached to the face, but I'll do that on the next pass.
Oh my god, I just realized the tail looks like half of like I think it's the light symbol from Homestuck.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Secret Homestuck fish.
What is a Homestuck?
It's a webcomic.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this yet another game franchise I've never heard of?
No, but there are Homestuck games. It was very popular for a period of time.
Okay.
And there are a couple of games.
The like belly shape isn't super obvious. Do I need to exaggerate the beer belly more?
I think you've got the shape I'm going for. There. With the way it slopes up into the tail area, that's the shape I'm going for.
Okay, but I'm thinking more like the very bottom. That doesn't.
It looks fine to me.
Okay. Okay, I think I will actually move it just a little bit down so that it doesn't, so that the like continuation of the curve doesn't end up behind the mustache and therefore makes it look like the head is kind of just detached at the bottom.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like flowy things with no really definite shape. It makes it really easy to get it to look right. Alright. Does that look okay overall? Any proportions or something that I should fix?
Looks good to me. I would like to see the back fin either go forward or come back a little again so that line doesn't mesh up exactly with the mask. But that's about it.
I think from this angle it would kind of have to.
Can you bend it in a way where it wouldn't have to?
Let's see. Yeah, hang on. Just drawing the belly patterns and stuff on it. So you mean the fin on top, right?
Yeah, the fin on top where the front of it, the line is blending exactly into the line with the left side of the top point of the mask.
Yeah.
It's just a little disorienting.
Yeah, the thing is that the mask does go in front of the fin, right? So
Yeah. You could probably, if you look at the angle on the art from the sprite, sorry, you can see it's kind of angled in more. You could do that.
but is that going to solve the problem? Because where it attaches, like at the bottom, would still be essentially the same and therefore behind the mask.
It would look less disorienting.
Does that make any difference for you?
Once it loads.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's still coming out of the same spot.
Yeah.
You could push where it attaches a little bit back.
So it just barely doesn't.
Yeah, that would
Mesh.
be something at least.
Let's make it a little shorter in that case.
Sure.
Yeah, to me that looks weird.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's mostly the lines that you put on it that make it look weird because they're bent like it was straight.
Sure. I mean, I'll even erase that, but I think that
Yeah.
it, because I think even from this angle, a little bit of the body would still be visible behind the fin, and so it would like almost close up
Yeah.
that space anyway.
Yeah, it does. It does look odd.
Yeah.
From that angle. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, it looks a little better.
Yeah, with the additional
Showing
line
that
back there.
the body is there.
Yeah, a little bit better. Does
Yeah.
that gap kind of fix it for you?
It's better.
Do you have any other ideas?
I would have put it a little forward in front of the mask, but I guess that doesn't really make sense where it is on the body. It's just a complicated junction for these lines to meet up with the way that it is.
Yeah, putting it forward, it would be on top of the mask and not behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't mean to be so critical. You're definitely doing well with the angle that it's at.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it works the way it is. Anything else? Like the tails look okay, everything like that?
Yeah.
Everything else looks totally good.
Alright, I'm just gonna do one more pass of it. Just in a few spots, I think I want to fix the horns. That's probably it, actually. So I don't even need to do a new pass of everything. I'll just edit the horns. think they all, well, maybe not so much the big one. The big one I think is in good shape, but the little ones I think need to be angled a little bit more as if they were towards the viewer. And I need to edit the shape that they have on the connection with the face. Yeah, that looks better. I could even leave the others as is. What do you think? Sorry, you cut out there.
It looks good to me.
Okay. I just heard E.
E. E.
All right, let's put the colors on it.
Yeah, I feel like the mask really really gives it something to its design instead of just being like, hey, it's a fish.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, two different colors. The mask and the body, two different colors. Do you like the color that you have on the mask there?
I'd like it to be more red than the orange of the body. It doesn't have to be exactly that color. That just happened to be the colored pencils I had.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just think it's maybe a little bit too pink.
Yeah, no, feel free to alter it.
That's not the color I meant to pick. There you go. That's better. I was looking at our new 51 schedule, and like what Pokemon are coming up and such, and what ways we can combine the ones that are single stage, so that we can do at least 2 in every stream. So if you guys look at our shared spreadsheet, I moved some Pokemon around to pair them off. But I think next month is going to be our last, like, I don't know, normal stream. There's very few, like, single, or, like, 2 Pokemon families left. there's Staryu and Starmie, obviously, which is the next one. And then there's
I'm
like
really
Magikarp
excited
and
for those.
Gyarados, and I guess the fossils. That's it. Everything else is single stage Pokemon getting paired off, or Eevee, or the Dratini
Eevee.
family.
Dratini.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do plan to do a gender difference for Mr. Mime, so I don't know if you want to pair that off, considering there's going to be 2 that will probably be drawing, but that's up to you.
I think Mr. Mime and Jinx belong together. Even
I wish they did.
My Jinx will not have a gender difference.
Okay.
Though if you want to do a gender difference for Mr. Mime, that is completely fine.
yeah, and I think that's fine. Like it doesn't really affect
So it makes sense because Jinx is a female-only Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mr. Mime is not for some reason?
Because it's not Mr. in Japan.
Yeah.
Silly localizers.
The gender back then, so how could they know?
No, I'm pretty sure I read something about not wanting to gender it too much, or like someone having a resistance to that idea.
Huh.
I can't
I mean,
remember
that makes
where
sense.
I read that
and
now,
it is
but
kind of silly to like have all these ungendered names and then just be like Mr. Mime.
yeah. Yeah, even for Pokemon that look more gendered, like I don't know, the Machop family. They look very masculine, but they didn't bother calling them Mr. Machop. Mr. Chop, Mr. Choke, and Mr. Champ.
Mr. Choke sounds like someone you'd meet in like a sex dungeon.
This is my BDSM Pokemon fan game featuring Mr. Choke.
He'd be just in like a leather harness.
I mean, the spandex that Mr. Champ wears are pretty close. Mr. Champ.
They also didn't do it for the more gendered feminine ones, so Mrs. Jinx.
That's only if she's married to Mr. Mime, though.
Maybe that's why they decided not to use, Miss and Mrs. for the feminine ones, because they didn't want to imply whether or not they were married.
No one in Pokemon has a marital status, except for Olivia, who is a single woman and wants you to know.
Yeah. Oh, and Kukui and Brunette.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that she can't recognize her own husband as the Master Royale.
Yeah.
She's like, who's this handsome man that I definitely have a crush on?
What if she's just memeing on him the whole time?
They do the same thing, like they include that in the anime as well. And in the anime, basically, like Kukui and Brunette are like taking care of Ash. Like they're his like
His host
exchange
family?
exchange parents, basically.
Ah,
And it's weird because Ash doesn't recognize that Kukui is the Master Royal either.
Why does no one know? It's like a real Clark Kent. Like I put on the mask and nobody knows it's me.
Yeah.
if only it worked that way in real life.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Be so easy to not get arrested.
Well, that, but also like I'll bind and like have a packer on it, people be like, ma'am.
And you're like, great, thank you.
Yeah. I actually had someone say the other day, I was cleaning out some reptile cages, and some guy said, "Excuse me, sir," and then I turn around, "Oh, sorry, ma'am," and I'm like, "No, it's sir."
You were so close.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
I'm sorry that you have to go through that.
It's whatever.
Do you prefer he hims over they thems these days?
No, I prefer they them still.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Good news though, I am hopefully gonna get started on some low dose tea soon, so I'm super excited.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Hope that works out well for you.
Yeah, it took me months to get a meeting with the doctor, but I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I still love the open mouth, like,
It's me, Seaking! Oh. I'm screaming because no one remembers me outside the meme.
Wait, there's a meme? There you go.
Back in the day where a meme would last you like a good year. People would be like, wow, really riding this meme. These days they burn out in like a day.
oh, do, and some of them stay around. So it's always funny to see what sticks around and what's like a day meme.
Yeah.
Like that time on Tumblr where like everyone was just posting thwomp sounds for like half a day.
Yeah.
I mean, Rickrolling is still around.
It looks good though. The Seaking, I mean, not Rick Roll.
Rickrolling is great still.
It's still pretty fun.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Bidoof roll?
I did not.
Something happened with Bidoof?
Yeah, on July 1st, I think it was. Pokemon like social media made it Bidoof Day, and so they shared a music video that was well, it was the music video was just a whole bunch of like images of Bidoof, but the music was Never Gonna Give You Up, except like modified lyrics to be about Bidoof.
Oh my goodness, I missed this somehow.
Oh my god. I'll have to look that up later because I love Bidoof.
I think it's delightful that the Bidoof hate has just wrapped back around to love.
Oh yeah.
Hated so much that it became beloved. You did
Yeah.
it, Bidoof.
Like,
Proud of you.
I love it.
Bidoof itself, I don't mind. I do really not
it's
like
just-
Bibarel.
The barrels, they're both just cute little beavers.
The Bidoof roll was magnificent. It was. It made me very happy. The one thing that I'm noticing now looking at it is that I think I want the fins on the sides to be a little bit lower down.
Sounds good.
But I'll just adjust that when I do the final version, just nudge them down a little bit.
Alright, so I think I'm going to get going because my mom wants to hang out with me. So
No problem. I think we're done anyway. For
yeah,
today.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
why
I'll stick around for the last 10 minutes. I'll keep it fresh. I'll keep it funky.
All right. What are you gonna do?
I don't know what that means either.
I'm just gonna sit here and wait to see what you do.
Okay.
Alright, well, let me know what I missed later.
Okay.
So.
Well,
Thanks for
it'll-
hanging out, Infinipede.
You'll be
Yeah,
able
no
to
problem.
watch the stream recap, so or not recap.
Well, then, nah, it's fine. Let me know what happens anyway.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Banana Meteor, you have the floor.
What are we gonna talk about today? I don't even know. I have no thoughts in my brain. Libras, you should play Viva Pinata. It's great. It's Pokemon adjacent.
Okay, maybe I will. I have been trying to diversify my gameplay a little bit. Right now I'm playing through Metroid Zero Mission, which is basically the first Metroid, but it's the Game Boy Advance remake of it.
Now, are you excited for the one that's coming to Switch?
I am. I had never played a Metroid game before playing Zero Mission, but Metroid Dread did look really good, and so my friend Charon, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but he was he recommended that I start with an earlier Metroid, and I think the one that he recommended was one for the Wii, but I couldn't get it, couldn't find it to buy, so I ended up just getting the emulator for the GBA one. And it was a bit frustrating at the beginning, but in the end or now that I'm over halfway through the game, I think I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, looking forward to after I was like, oh, you know what, I actually like this game, I'm not frustrated by it anymore, then I put in a pre-order for Metroid Dread and looking forward to trying that one out.
Wonderful. The 2D Metroids really appeal to me, but the 3D ones not so much.
You mean like Metroid Prime, right?
Yeah, I know that folks like that, but I'm much more into the side-scrolling aesthetic for Metroid.
Yeah, and Dread is a side-scroller one, right? Like it's in 3D,
Yeah.
but it's a side-scroller one.
It is the first 2D Metroid in like something like 15 years or 20 years, something insane.
Yeah.
So I know that people are very excited about that.
Yeah, so I want to give that one a try. There's also a monster catching Metroidvania game called Monster Sanctuary that I already have, but I haven't had a chance to play it, but I do want to.
I think is that the one on Game Pass? I think Frankie was playing that for a bit.
I'm not sure. I got it on the Switch, but
I'm sure as well. I haven't tried that one. I've heard about this indie one that gained a ton of popularity recently that has sprites that's Pokemon-esque. Now the name is escaping me, but I'll have to come back with that. I know that fully launched like very recently.
Very recently.
Yeah. I was told about a mechanic in it where anytime you find their equivalent of shinies, the palette for it can roll any other palette for any other creature in the game, and that was delightful to me.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that might be what pulls me in.
Yeah. No, I don't know what one that is, but
I know, I haven't given you enough info to figure out what it is, but I'll come back. I'll figure it out. We'll PM you later.
Okay, yeah, so Frankie says that he played Monster Sanctuary. It was cool, had some good ideas, but wasn't the best.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of Metroidvanias. I think actually Metroid Zero Mission might be the first one, unless I'm forgetting something that I played before. So I like the idea of like the setup of a Metroidvania a lot. But yeah, like I was just really, still am, just really interested in playing something that is in Pokemon inspired, but not a Pokemon ripoff.
Viva Pinata is the answer for you. I bought an old magazine recently and it was very funny because it was like, is Viva Pinata what finally dethrones Pokemon? And it was like, I'm from the future. No. Absolutely not, but it is charming.
Yeah. So you've mentioned that one a lot. So I haven't like bought it yet, but that's definitely one that's on my
I wish I could just
on my
lend you a
mind.
copy.
Yeah.
So many copies of this game, I would just throw one at you.
I'll throw it in the mail.
I could do that. Problem is, international shipping is a little
Yeah.
pricey. At that point, I think it's not an expensive game. It's not like a classic Pokemon title, so
Right.
it won't be hard for you to pick up.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I still have like I still have Spider-Man Miles Morales. I haven't started that one yet. So yeah, there's a few things to play, but
It's never enough time in the world to play all the good games.
oh, I know. Never enough time to play the games, never enough time to read all the books, never enough time to watch all the TV shows.
Yeah, people ask me a lot if I've like read recent books, and I just got to be like, I think books are cool. I game too much to have time for books. I can't do both. I don't know how you balance both.
Well, I don't. I balance both by the way that I balance both is by prioritizing Pokemon and Zelda, and then occasionally playing something else.
Yeah. I think that's the only way to do it, because
Yeah.
like, trust me, I've gotten sucked into books and I have a great time, but I just don't like seek out what's new and what's popular, because I'm too deep into video games to have time to get into books.
Well, I don't really like seek out what's new and popular either. A lot of the books that I read are books that I worked on,
Yeah.
or just books that like a friend recommended to me, or books that I just saw in the bookstore and I was like, hey, that's cool, I'm gonna buy it. So
I guess what I mean is just like, obviously it's a hobby you care about, so like you're gonna go into bookstores and stuff and you're gonna ask what like your friends are reading, and I just
Yeah.
like don't do that because I just don't have the time.
yeah. For probably like a couple of years now, at least a year, but probably more like 2, I've actually been avoiding going to bookstores, because when I go to a bookstore I leave with something, but my to be read pile is enormous, and will probably still take me over a year, probably close to 2 years to finish.
That's me in a retro game store. And anytime like someone in my house is like, we should go to a retro game store, I'm like, if you bring me, I'm gonna walk out with stuff. So you
Yeah.
probably shouldn't bring me.
Yeah.
Just don't.
I get jealous of Indigo because she reads way more quickly than I do. That's my real problem, is that I read too slowly. It takes me really long to get through a book. So with Indigo can read so quickly, and like she can finish a book in like half a week. She can get through 2 books a week if she's really in the mood. And I get through a book like once a month. Of course, it depends on the length of the book, but
Right, but you just absorb them differently, so like...
yeah. Well, the thing is that I almost exclusively read, like when I'm reading in my head, it's basically the same as if I'm reading out loud.
Yeah, I do the same thing, and I've read things online that's like, hey, here's how you read, and you're gonna read at a faster speed than you would be talking, but I don't
Yeah.
get as much enjoyment that way. It feels weird.
Yeah, I think I'm just incapable of doing it. Like, not even I don't like doing it that way, I just can't.
I bet there's a program that would acclimate you to it more. Something like that. Something like
maybe.
Mavis Beacon teaches reading, you know?
Yeah.
Something.
Maybe, but yeah. Well, I think we can leave the stream here. Hopefully by next week, for those of you who will be around for next week's art stream, hopefully by then the technical issue will resolve itself, because I don't even know where it came from. I don't know what happened. So, but yeah. I haven't 100% decided what I'm gonna do next week yet, but it'll probably be some just channel-related art. I have some ideas. I just haven't decided which one to go with yet. But let's read with Pikachu. That's my reading. I mean, that would teach me how to read, but unfortunately, I already know how to read. It has to be like
brag about it, dude.
It has to be like, let's read with Regieleki. It's just like, we want pure speed. But yeah, so next weekend's art stream will probably be just some channel related art. I'll figure out throughout the week what exactly that'll be. Hopefully I will have the time, I should have the time to finish these two for, by next weekend at least. And yeah.
I'm excited to see the final designs. I like them.
I like them too. I'm trying to think if I'll be able to do the like shimmering scale look within the watercolor style. I don't know how possible that's gonna be, but yeah, I think that would look pretty cool if I could give it that like that scale shine. But
I think so too. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed you'll figure it out.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching and for hanging out with us. I believe it's Ness who's doing the next. Yeah, Ness is signed up for Star You and Star Me. So you can look forward to that, and that'll be, at least in theory, on September 11th.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. And yeah, we'll see you around. Oh, you guys can see my screen. I keep forgetting that. No, actually, this is where I want to go. I need to go here. Alright. I'm sorry for the technical issue. I'll try to figure it out, but who knows. Anyway, bye everyone.
Bye.